Well, it's a good evening from the studios of Radio FM 88 Australia, and our show tonight is our co-host is in Bosnia. She's been there for the last week and a half, and she's come across Dr. Sam Osmanagich, and who founded or discovered the pyramids back in 2005. Sam's been on the show previously. I've met Sam 3 times, once in Brisbane some 10 years ago, and again last year, and then the year before when I went to a scientific conference to see what it's all about. And I'm going to tell you now, that's one of the most interesting, fascinating subjects, anyone who's interested in pyramids and the healing properties of a pyramid. So without further ado, I'm going to hand you over to Priti Pauline.
Hello. Hi, Jeff. Here we are in the meeting room in the complex of the Bosnian Pyramids, and beside me I have Sam Osmanagich, who's the founder, as you said. And here we are. Hello.
Hello, everyone from Bosnia. Exactly. We are in the Bosnian Pyramid District. Not political, not administrative, but oasis of the true history. And like our flag in the park says, love, peace, and harmony.
It just smooths. It's just like honey just trickling out of his mouth. It's wonderful. It's gorgeous. So
this is a map of the Central Balkan, Central Bosnia, and we are getting close to the town of Visoko. And back in 2005, like Jeff said, came to my first visit to Visoko, not because of pyramids, but to visit the local museum. But then what really caught my attention was this, everybody called it hill because it is covered by vegetation and soil. But I could see the geometry, 4 sides, 4 triangular faces, 4 corners. I took compass, it showed me that those sides perfectly match the cardinal points, east, west, north, and south.
Wow.
And this is how the pyramids were built. Of course, talking about the pyramids, you always think about Egypt, desert, pharaohs, thousands of faiths and tombs.
Yeah.
But actually, a majority of the pyramids worldwide are covered by soil and vegetation. 250 pyramids in China, Indonesia, Cambodia, Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, Salvador, Belize. So back in 2005, I started doing some preliminary research, everything we did, anomalies. I wrote the book, and I announced the news to the world. The first pyramids in Europe had been discovered, and we established non-profit foundation for the archaeological research. And in the last 20 years, it has become the most active archaeological site in the world.
Wow, that's quite something. And there's a gentleman I know, Nigel Grace. He lives in the village next to where I do, and he has been advocating about the Bosnian pyramids. But it hadn't really captivated me until I saw you in East Grinstead, just down the road from where I live. And that too is on the east-west line. And when we do the show, it's north-south hemisphere. So we're in a kind of
cardinal point.
Yes, we're all here. Yeah.
You are right. Nigel came here probably 12 or maybe even 15 years ago as a volunteer. And he had a wonderful experience. So he started promoting projects some more and doing lectures, bringing the groups, bringing more volunteers.
Yeah.
And this is how this project grows organically. You know, this is a huge change. Pyramids in Europe and of all countries in Bosnia, it was just too much for the cultural establishment, for archaeologists, geologists, historians, museums, Ministry of Culture, everybody against it. So we had to be creative, we had to find our ways. And even today, 2 decades after, we don't have a government or institutional support, no financial support. So one of the ways was to open the project for the volunteers from all over the world.
Okay.
In the last 2 decades, we've had more than 4,500 volunteers from 64 countries and 6 continents. People who love history and research, they have become the part of the discovery.
And it's pretty impressive
Yes.
what they've done, what they've achieved, all the
Yeah.
tunnels, all the work and
They're
everything.
helping us uncovering the concrete blocks of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun, finding organic material, finding the new prehistorical tunnels, finding tools and artifacts from the previous time. So it was really an amazing journey, and it still is. And this is what we have concluded so far. We have a complex of at least 6 pyramids, which we named the
6.
Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun, Dragon, Earth, Love, and the 6th pyramid.
The unnamed.
Yes.
It's called the 6th. The 6th
The
pyramid.
reason why
Uh-huh.
6, because of the hexagon. It completes the hexagon among the pyramids.
Ah, okay.
And then we have 2 tumuli. In archaeology, the tumulus is an artificial conical hill. We have at least 2 of them. And we have discovered 7 entrances to the underground tunnels. And as Jeff's showing us, this is a leaflet and a flyer that shows the Bosnian Valley of the Pyramids. Number 1 is the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun.
Ah, okay.
Its height
Yes. Yes.
368 meters. It is by far the largest on the planet. The Great Pyramid of Egypt, 146. So the Bosnian is 2.5 times taller than the Great Pyramid of Egypt. In Egyptian pyramids, 6.5 million cubic meters of material. In Bosnian, 130 million tons of cubic meter materials. So this was a huge construction feat. 3 major pyramids, number 1, number 2, and number 5, Sun, Moon, Dragon, they form perfect equilateral triangle.
Yes.
So we have a linear geometry, we have spiral geometry, which we can touch on a little bit later. And you see, to the top of the Sun Pyramid, we have an energy beam.
Yes, I see
The
that.
teams of engineers and physicists, nuclear physicists, quantum physicists, electrical engineers, sound engineers, telecommunication engineers, they've done measurements on the very top of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun. They were coming at 5 different times from 5 different countries with their own equipment, and they all got the same results. They got this energy beam measured, which is 28 kilohertz frequency, electrical in nature and ultrasound in nature. And when we sent a drone, we noticed that the strength of the signal is getting stronger as it moves away from the pyramid. In science, this phenomenon is called the scalar waves or non-Hertzian fields.
Is there anything particular about 28 kilohertz?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the frequency that our genius, Nikola Tesla, 120 years back, was using in his famous Wardenclyffe Tower. And he was writing in his diary that using 28 kilohertz frequency, he discovered the best frequency to transport the energy and the information. And we have the same frequency here in Bosnia. Hence, our conclusion, the first potential purpose of pyramid was the communication device. And you see how far apart is what they are programming us about Egyptian pyramids. Pyramids, tombs for the pharaohs belong to the past. Wrong. Pyramids were built actually for the living communities. The long distance communication is just the first potential purpose. The second one, you've been here for 10 days now. You go to the tunnel and you notice that you can breathe very well. Actually, deeper you go, you breathe better and better. It's not very logical, but nothing in Bosnia is logical. There is only one entrance to the tunnel, so you would expect, there you go, you would expect that deeper you go, less oxygen, more CO2, the air is heavy. No, it's nothing like that. You breathe well. People with the respiratory problems, for example, with asthma, bronchitis, when they come for a week or 10 days, they don't need air pump, inhaler, no. People with high blood pressure, it gets normalized. People with a high glucose in the blood, also it gets normalized. So even though we are not in the healing business, we don't give medical guarantees. But what we do, we measure. This is what we measure in the tunnels. It's the combination of 10 different energy properties. The first 5, absence of all harmful radiations. Right now, we are sitting here in this beautiful dome, but we are exposed to the cosmic radiations. Some of them are harmful. Our body cells are fighting those harmful radiations. In the tunnels, 20 meters below the ground, no harmful radiations. In the tunnels, number 2, no harmful natural radioactivity coming from the underground. How do we know? Because we have measured using a Geiger-Miller counter. Number 3, no geopathogenic radiations. Number 4, no mobile phone signal. Very bad. 4G, 5G, very bad for us. Number 5, no Wi-Fi signal. So without the harmful radiations, our body cells, for the first time, can start doing their job. What is their job? To fix the problems in our body, to start the regeneration process, to start the healing process. And when you add 5 more elements, really quickly, number 6, 28 kilohertz electromagnetism, 28 kilohertz ultrasound, this is the levitation frequency, 7.83 hertz, very low frequency called original Schumann resonance, brings us back to the balance. Number 9, high level of orgone or life energy. And number 10, the highest concentration of beneficial negative ions. You put it all together, the tunnels become the safest and the healthiest place on the planet. And that's the reason that we concluded that the second purpose of pyramid energy is to protect what is the most precious to us, and that would be our health. And what Jeff is doing right now, he's going one step ahead. This is the molecular structure of the water that we discovered in the tunnels. And indeed, we have discovered 5 tunnels with the water. And we've done conventional analysis of the water, chemical, microbiological, no microbes, so no viruses, no bacteria, no fungi. pH is perfect, 7.45, which is the pH of our blood. But most importantly, when we sent the samples to late Dr. Masaru Emoto, he got our water samples frozen, and this particular picture is showing the molecular structure of the pyramid water from Bosnia. As you can see, it's a beautiful hexagonal shape. Hexagon is the most powerful geometrical shape when it comes to energies. The most wonderful quartz crystal structure. Just by looking at it, you can see that it is energetically alive, high vibrating. It's a happy water. And we are what we drink. Our city water. Medical authorities are saying, oh, it's healthy because there are no viruses. Yes, there are no viruses or bacteria, but it's been treated with the chlorine, which is a poison. In countries like UK, Australia, the fluoride has been added, which is a poison. Plus, it crosses our pineal gland, which is the window to our spiritual realm. In our city water, traces of heavy metals and microplastics. The water that we drink is really poisonous. That's why we get sick. And pyramid water, it's energetically alive, unlike our city water. And we are what we drink. The next thing, we are what we eat. Exactly. We did experiment with the seeds of beans. We put one bag in the tunnels right here. We put one bag on the top of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun, and we put one bag as a control group. We kept it at home. After 15 days, we planted those seeds in our beautiful park. The results, pyramid beans was growing 3 times quicker, richer, healthier. So it tells us that the pyramid energy affects our DNA, DNA of every living organism, plant and animal and human. So you see how now it's becoming logical. Pyramids have been used for the living communities, communication, health, water, food, immunity, development of spiritual senses. What we bring in Bosnia is the revolutionary change of the pyramid narrative. They do not belong to the past, but to the present and future.
There was a gentleman that my teacher Michelangelo introduced me to, a man called Les Brown, who did a lot of work with pyramids. And we have little blocks of pyramids with 12 pyramids, 20, is it 20? 4 by 5. And we put the seeds on them and they do grow better. We put anything that we've taken out of the freezer to, again, re-energize them and to...
Is the power of the pyramids. Power of the pyramid. The shape is extremely important.
Yes.
For our planet, the pyramid shape, four-sided pyramid, it amplifies the energy and it transforms the energy. And of course, you know, from 1950s, the first patent, the guy from then, Czechoslovakia, he put the razor blade in the pyramid, which was used. It got sharpened in 24 hours. Why is this happening? When you have the shape of the pyramid, there is an energy flow within the pyramid. This energy flows like this. It hits 1/3 of the pyramid, goes to 2/3, coming back to 1/3 and completing the circle. So imagine triangle and the circle within the triangle. So this is how the pyramid energy flows. If you put anything on the pyramid flow, it improves the molecular structure. It can be water, it can be, seed, it can be human, it can be anything. So the ancients were smart. They knew the secret of the pyramid geometry. But then another important thing is, now what he's showing right now, these are my scientific articles from my website, drsamosmanagich.com. In the last 3 years, I have published 46 scientific articles in peer-reviewed journals. So they talk about the pyramid of the sun and the moon and the dragon and the love and the water and the healing aspects and geometry and the geographical information system and the connection with the Pleiades. Maybe now it's a good time to introduce this connection with the Pleiades. We notice that more elements you have, the pyramids are getting more powerful. Shape is number 1. Orientation to the cardinal points, number 2. Presence of quartz crystal, which amplifies the energy, number 3. Underground water, kinetic energy, number 4. Underground water releases negative ions, number 5. Ley lines, and here in Central Balkan, this is the place with the most ley lines, the town of Visoko, amplifies the energy. So more elements you have, pyramids get more powerful. But then another one, elements of sacred geometry. What are the elements? Number pi, 3.14, number phi, golden ratio, 1.618, equilateral triangle, I mentioned sun, moon, dragon in Bosnia, and then Fibonacci spiral. Fibonacci, or golden section spiral, is extremely important. It's mathematically very precise. And we can see it anywhere from micro to macro world, from seashells to the, sunflowers, to the tropical storms, to spiral galaxies. It's everywhere. It seems to me that the universal mind, the creator, has been using energy movement following the Fibonacci spiral to create all the life on this planet and everywhere else. And guess what? When you start from the top of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun, and then you go up there, to the top of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun. So love, sun, earth, dragon. This Fibonacci spiral finishes at the top of the tumulus in the village of Ratic. So we have 5 pyramid summits on Fibonacci spiral. It is an intention. This is not nature or geological anomaly.
So would you say that the pyramids were built?
Pyramids were built.
They're
Sun
kind of
pyramid
coexistence.
built. Moon built.
Okay.
Dragon built. Love shaped. Temple of Mother Earth shaped. Cumulus and Ratnica built. So it's a combination.
So it's a coexistence
Coexistence,
between
yeah.
humans and nature,
And nature.
and an understanding of nature.
And look at some more. So we have this spiral.
Yeah.
This one, we have total of 13 connecting all other tumuli. And then I was thinking, all right, so we have this sacred geometry here in terrestrial aspect. How about celestial aspect? You know, doing my PhD about the Mayan civilization, I realized they talk a lot about sun, moon, Venus, and the Pleiades. Pleiades for them was the most important star cluster. And then Aztecs, Pleiades, Hopi Indians, Pueblo Indians, Anasazis, Maori of New Zealand, original people of Australia, Japan, China, India, Africa, Europe, oral traditions all about the Pleiades. But oral traditions. We don't see scientific connections. I said to myself, okay, let me see if there is a really scientific connection between the Bosnian pyramids and the Pleiades. Pleiades got their name from the Greek mythology, seven sisters of Pleiades, and those seven stars, they are very distinctive. We can see them from here in the northern hemisphere from October until March. And then December, January, we can see two additional stars, Atlas and Pleione, father and mother. So 9 of them. And I could see that there are straight lines connecting like 3 stars in Pleiades star cluster. There are 2 triangles, like in Bosnia. But there is also the spiral starting from the Maya.
Oh, there he goes, folks. He seems to be stopped by modern technology.
Intersecting with 3 more stars. So we have 4 stars of Pleiades. I took the relief. What I
Can you hear us, Jeff?
I can hear you. You just oh, there you go. There you go.
We're back.
in the back. All right.
Okay, he was. Where did you last hear? What was the
Okay.
last bit that you
What I
heard?
noticed was when you put the star map and the relief map one over each other,
Overlay it.
when you overlay, what happens? 3 major points in the Bosnian Valley of the Pyramids. The mouth of 2 rivers. Why is that important? Well, that's a water, that's a life, that's kinetic energy, that's beneficial negative ions. That one is located at the same place where the star Maya. And then we have entrance to underground world, to the Ravne tunnels. The second point, second star, and where we have the last star, Alcione, we have the top of the tumulus. It's in the village of Vratnica. Vrata in Bosnian means gate. And indeed, this village is gate to the Bosnian Valley of the Pyramids. So those 2 spirals match. And then there is another spiral in the Pleiades star system, starting with the Pleione, finishing at Maya, and the third one starting at Atlas, finishing at Maya. And when I put the map of the Bosnian pyramids, where we have Atlas and Pleione, we have summits of the Love Pyramid and the Sun Pyramid. In other words, 3 spirals match.
Okay.
I went to internet checking if anybody else writing about the Fibonacci spirals, presence in the Pleiades star system. Nobody. No scientific articles. This was completely new discovery. So I published not 1, but so far 6 different aspects of this connection between terrestrial and celestial aspect. And then
Okay.
the Pleiades code of the Bosnian pyramids. What is the Pleiades code? The ancients were smart. When building the pyramid complexes, they knew that they need to apply the knowledge of sacred geometry, mathematics, geodesy, astronomy, statistics. They knew that the pyramids were not about new constructions. The pyramids were about healing properties. They were about spirituality. They were about the consciousness. They knew that everything is alive. Our planet is alive. The stars are alive. The pyramids are alive because they have their energies. They have their vibrations.
So they never stopped. They've been here all the time.
Exactly.
They've been doing exactly what they've been doing ever since they were ever created.
And even though the Pleiades code is present in the Bosnian pyramids, they don't belong to Bosnia. This is the knowledge that belongs to all of us globally. Look at how we live. We live today in 21st century in election cycles. 4 years, new government, new political party. What they're going to be? 4 years. The ancients were smart. They were thinking in the coordinates of thousands of years, millennia. So much that we can learn from the ancient builders.
Cool. So, in learning from the ancient builders, and the name of the show is Dreaming the New Dream. What dream would you have?
Yeah.
Listen,
20 years back,
Yeah.
we started as the archaeological project.
Okay.
Digging, concrete blocks, tunnels, very exciting. But then we started applying other scientific disciplines, geophysics, energy measurement. So we realized that from archaeology, we went to the science, from science to energy aspect, to healing aspect, to spiritual aspect. And right now we are in front of our beautiful park, Ravne 2. 10 years back, this was neglected, muddy, swampy land with the garbage everywhere. I spent my US savings. I purchased almost 100,000 square meters of that land, which we, with my wonderful, splendid team, transformed into the most beautiful park, which is a cultural oasis, a sports oasis, artistic oasis, place of true history. Today you could see a lot of kids come here.
Yeah.
Everything is for free, the entrance is for free, parkings are for free, the toilets in the parks are for free, water is for free, why for free? We want to bring freedom back to the people. You know, anywhere in Europe or Australia, you want to park your car, no problem, 20 euros. You want to enter to such beautiful park, no problem, 10, 20, 50 euros. You want to go healing place, 100. No,
So you're separating it out from anything financial.
Well, we want to bring this feeling of freedom back. We want people to, feel this, friendship with the people who are coming here from all over the world, sincere friendship. For too long, we've been depending and relying on governments, thinking that the governments will bring us, benefits, good life, blah, blah, blah. But no, they care only about themselves. Now, this place, with our festivals and concerts and nutrition lectures and art and all of this stuff, has become the new concept of future. That's why dreaming the future comes to play right here. New concept of different, better, more humane future. Look what they are telling us today, the new Western values, transhumanism, digital ID, GMO trash, face recognition software so they can control us 24 hours a day. I don't think that's the future for us. We are saying no to those new values. The real future for all of us should be in cooperation and harmony among us, good, intentional people, normal people, and harmony with the nature.
And free.
Yes, and this is exactly what we practice here.
Freedom. So elevate ourselves to free speech, freedom of ideas to think what we want to think, how we want to think it. And I like the idea very much that money is not part of that. It's a man-made construct in its own way. So let's go back to something else that's more authentic, more scalar, more 7.83 hertz.
7.3
Yeah,
hertz.
let's all be 7.83 hertz.
What is the 7.83 hertz?
Mhm.
Nikola Tesla 120 years ago said that our planet resonates, most probably at 8 hertz.
Ah,
Austrian von Schumann measured it exactly 7.83 hertz. So we got born at 7.3 hertz. That's our natural frequency. When we think, if somebody's still doing that, we produce the brain waves at 7.83
okay. All right.
when we are calm.
Yeah.
So 7.83, our brain, our planet, we are in balance.
Mhm.
But thanks to our bad technology, computers, laptops, tablets, microwaves, TVs, mobile phones, satellite dishes, all this, especially in the cities, all this technology, it contaminates, especially our cities, so much that it's not 7.83 no more. It's, for example, in city of Sarajevo, 12 hertz. In Munich, million people, 15 hertz. In New York or London, 18 hertz. So now imagine, you have to go from here to London or New York. What happens? We have disbalance, 18 versus 7.83. And this disbalance creates stress.
Yes.
And stress causes 75% of our diseases. What he's just showing, this is
Wow.
my visit to Moscow. My friend Dr. Radislav Golod, he built a pyramid there also. And he has proven that the pyramid energy affects the food, affects the health. So there are also Russians who've been deeply involved in those experiments with the pyramid energy.
Wow.
Well, that was about 10 years ago. And in the meantime, unfortunately, there was a tornado near the Moscow destroying that particular pyramid.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it doesn't exist anymore.
Doesn't exist no more.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And these are all the things that were inside it.
Now we are checking something else. Where is that? Can you read that? Is it Mexico
Siberia.
already there?
Siberia.
Oh, Siberia, yes. Yeah, a lot of intriguing stuff. But then the pyramid energy is really the thing of the future. Now these are the subtle energies, and over there, this is Tomsk in Siberia. Our friend Valery Uvarov is designer of complex of 33 pyramids. And the owner, Mr. Vlad, he owns the chain of the stores, about 64 stores and some shopping malls. And below these pyramids, under the ground, he has warehouses where he keeps food and the drink.
Yeah.
And then, what he does, here's the drink,
Mm.
and then he sells that food through his stores. This is Valery Uvarov, a good friend of ours. He's the most productive pyramid builder in Russia, building pyramids in Moscow, St. Petersburg, and Tomsk.
Wow. So the pyramid technology, if you like, is being promulgated throughout the world.
Exactly. And now this is the next one. This is India. My friend late Brahmashi Patriji, he built a huge pyramid for 5,000 people for the meditation, and then he started the pyramid movement. And there are even bigger pyramids than this one in central and southern India. And they promote it mostly because of the meditation, because it gives you, peace of mind, it helps with healing yourself. And right now there are several thousands of smaller wooden pyramids in almost every Indian village. So I would say when it comes to pyramid energy, 3 countries are leading the way, and that would be Bosnia, Russia, and India.
Wow.
Of course, in Bosnia, we've done the most.
Vegetarian world, yeah.
They promote other values like vegetarian. In Bosnia, we've done the most because we have opened experiments with the tomato and the pyramids.
Okay.
When you keep tomato under the pyramid, even a small copper pyramid, it lasts for 3 days, no problem. And regular tomato, you buy at the market 2 or 3 days, and then it goes bad. So yeah, we've been researching the effects of the pyramid energy on humans, on plant kingdom, on animal kingdom, on environment, and so on.
Mm.
That's important.
So the ancient is coming home.
Yes.
Coming home in India, Russia, in Bosnia, and people are building more pyramids.
Of course, there are individual efforts in Germany, in United States, in UK, in many countries, Spain. People realize that this is important. Sometimes they still simply remember, not even knowing that they are remembering this technology. But
So it's part of our collective consciousness.
it is, and it is part of our future. Like I said, these are subtle energies, but those subtle energies affects everything, affects our spirituality, our energy, or healing us. And it's much better, to prevent than to, try to heal and stuff like that.
Well, that was the inspiration for me to come with my friend.
So what are the impressions after 10 days?
Okay. Up and down the hill, when I first started, was really stretching the connective tissue, and my calves were very stiff and unhappy. Stopping to take another breath to get up the rest of the hill. Okay, so now we've done 9 days for 2 hours a day in the pyramids. Yesterday I walked up effortlessly.
Oh, there you go.
And the breathing, I love the air. It's refreshing. It's distinctly different to any other kind of air, and I wouldn't be able to say that without having had that experience. Definitely is quite different, and time passes. We set the agenda to go 2 hours every day, and sometimes 3, and it's an easy place to be, and it's fascinating, and it's awesome when I see the amount of work and everything that's gone into making it accessible. And it is positively accessible, and I've loved it. I'd come again. The original idea I had was when I saw these sinusoidal waves coming out of the top of a pyramid, and I saw it as either a carrier wave or a transmission beam, as the frequency modulation and amplitude modulation would. These are natural medbeds. That was the idea that I had. Wonder if we can get there. How can we get there? And then from that point on, it spiraled, and many people came in to help. Desmond came to give me a contact with somebody else. I wrote to you, we got another contact, and it all just came together effortlessly, easily, and hence we're here. So it was intended to be a healing pilgrimage. And I would say, yes, it's been quite successful in that.
Good, I'm glad.
That idea. Yeah, so I've thoroughly enjoyed being here, and I'm surprised how easy it is to sit with 7.3 poets and just sit and be without doing anything, without thinking about anything, and just to exist.
Exactly. Exactly. Good, I'm glad. A lot of work has been done, and all of that with my group of 20-25 people, workers, helping me, uncovering the pyramid, clearing the tunnels. 7 tunnels. Every one is kind of interesting and intriguing. And all the content in the park, this is all built by us.
I would suggest
in 2 decades, we've done a miracle.
It seems to me that would be what it is, and I would suggest that the workers' output has also been amplified by being with the pyramid, because it's astonishing what's actually been achieved.
Correct, and no contamination of the government money, because
in a way
there was, then they would set their conditions. You cannot say this, you cannot do that, you cannot blah blah blah. No, this way we do what we want, we say what we want based on the science, so we are happy.
How would you say that science is meeting with spirituality? What's going on in that dimension?
Now, we need to define what the spirituality is. You know, for some people, spirituality is religious or, religions. No. For me, spirituality is development of spiritual senses. So we can sense the world beyond the physical reality. Physical reality is based on our 5 physical senses. We can see, we can hear, we can taste, we can smell, we can touch. But our physical senses are very, very limited. The physical world is this little circle. Everything beyond that is spiritual. But we do have 30 spiritual senses. We can see more, we can sense more, we can hear more, we can see the energies, we can experience the energies, we can see the colors of the energies, we can see the colors of the auric field, we can see chakras, we can communicate with our thoughts. Telepathy is spiritual sense. We can move objects with the power of our mind. Telekinesis is spiritual sense. We can even move through space and time. So these are spiritual senses. Nobody's teaching us to develop them. We have no teachers anymore for thousands of years. But pyramid energy helps us to develop some of the spiritual senses. The first time you went to the tunnels, probably our guides asked you near the K2 block, open your hand, can you feel something?
Yes.
Some people feel the tingling in their fingers, warm, or we feel. That's not physical, that's spiritual sense. This is the first spiritual sense that when you feel the energy. So imagine that we have our spiritual senses developed, then we could see much more than we can right now. Because what we can see, those 7 colors, frequency of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet, is just 0.7% of all color frequencies. Around us, it's such a complex and rich world. Probably there are some orbs around us, there are some ETs around us, there are some spirits and soul. We cannot see that. But imagine that we could see 1, 2, or 5% into the spiritual world. So for me, spirituality is seeing beyond the physical sense. And indeed, for pyramid energy helps us to develop our spiritual senses. So when it comes to the combination of the physical and spiritual aspect, you need to be aware that besides the physical, we do have spiritual. Besides what's visible, some invisible stuffs like invisible energy fields. So I would say that we combine it better than anyone else, because all other pyramid sites in Egypt, China, Peru, Mexico, they are jealously guarded by the archaeologists, and they have almost none of spirituality.
So it's a continuum. It's a continuum from the physical into the non-physical, and there's no demarcation really.
There is no, I mean, our bodies, we think, oh, physical body is so different. It's not. We are just the energy. Because as you go deeper, for example, from our body to our cells, to our molecules, to our atoms, and what you have proton, you have, electron. Electron, when you try to catch it, you realize that electron is nothing but the vibrations and the frequency. This is direct bridge from physical to energy aspect. So if we are nothing but the energy, we are just condensed, thick energy. Our next level, our next energy field is auric field. Some people can feel it, some people can even see it. But this is the next thing. We have not one energy field, we have 7 of them. And everyone further is thinner and thinner energy field. So everything is the energy.
Okay, cool. And for the future then, developing 30 spiritual senses. That would be a program of learning for people.
The moment we realize
Yeah.
that we are not only the physical beings, that inside us there is a soul. Physical being, physical body is important. Life experience is very important, but it is for one time use only. After this one,
It's quite disposable, maybe.
but after this one, our soul will have another experience and another experience. So actually, what's the purpose of our soul is the progress, spiritual progress, going to different planets, different star systems, different galaxies. It progresses. So once we realize that we have our soul, which is almost immortal, then we realize, well, why should I fear in this life? Why should I fear losing the job? Well, you lose this job, you find another one. Why should I or should I fear of losing material stuff? Material stuff cannot be replaced. Even our loved ones. Yeah, we had our journey together. Maybe we'll have it another one in the future and another one. Once we realize there is no need for fear, once we realize that we have no limits, then we become free. Spirituality for me, it is about the freedom. Once you are spiritual, to be aware that our soul has no limits. It can move anywhere it wants. It can experience anything that we want. Then we become free. There is no need for fear in our life. And then everything changes. Right now, we live in society run by elites, financial, corporate, political, and so on. Mostly people behind the scene who have their puppets, politicians, doing the dirty work. But once we realize they keep us in this material aspect, instilling the fear through media, through educational system, teaching us to obey. Once we realize, no, our cosmic and divine right is to be free. We are number one spiritual beings and then physical beings. Everything changes. Once I'm free, and when I show that, once with my example, I show to the others this feeling of freedom. Other people become free, and others, and others. So it's not one guy no more, it's not 50 people, it's not 100,000, it's billions of people. And then we realize that politicians are irrelevant in our life. Politics become what's supposed to be our service. Politicians come there to serve us. And then nobody would like to be politicians, to be corrupted, to steal. They serve us, normal, good intentional people.
And
So spirituality for me is really about the freedom.
Okay, brilliant. That's honed it right down. And the idea that if I am free and you are free, we would do no harm, we would evolve and cooperate and be harmonious. We don't need anybody to tell us how to do it.
Exactly.
In that case, there's no rules and there's freedom to just be. And when you are just who you are, you'll automatically, if you like, build a structure that resembles pyramid energy.
Yes. And my vision of the future are not the countries and states and borders. It's about the communities to get together because they have common interests, communities. We are all born with a certain rights, certain divine rights. Right for a life, right for access to clean water. Why should they forbid clean water like water wells in European Union? They're saying, no, 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 you need to buy the water, you need to use the city water. Why? Water Organic food. They're telling us no more organic seeds. Who are you in Brussels to tell us no more organic seeds? These are, human rights to move.
What's happening?
Yeah, okay, you're
Oh,
good.
and Jeff's back.
I've been here all the time.
Moving
We're moving.
without the borders, expressing what we think without the limits. Of course, not harming anyone. I'm not talking about the violence. We are against the violence. But some constitutions of some countries have a right as a human right.
Yeah, okay.
That's why it's live.
Right.
Possible.
Yeah,
What
okay, you guys.
paranormal phenomena, if any, has been experienced? Oh, bring it back. If any have been experienced. Okay, Andrew, thank you very much.
Normal is behind the normal,
Uh-huh.
not normal. Well, I would say it more relates to the spiritual aspect. We have a number of people who are telling us about certain entities seeing in the tunnels or even on the sun pyramid. Entities, some of them are very tall, some of them are short, some of them are from different star systems. So we have a lot of claimed communication with different entities.
Okay.
That's for one. And but I would say once we develop our spiritual senses some more, then we would all start experiencing those paranormal phenomena.
As paranormal would be normal.
But it would be normal, yes.
Mhm.
As far as the UFOs, we got some experience right there. There are some people taking photos of certain flying objects towards the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun. We have some people spending nights on the top of the Pyramid of the Sun, also seeing certain lights, and those lights were chased by the NATO helicopters and stuff like that. So, whenever you have energetically potent place, energetic strong place like Bosnian pyramids or Machu Picchu or Egyptian pyramids or Teotihuacan, Tijuanaco, Tibet, you have place which attracts energy, attracts entities, attracts, if you will, some spaceships. So yes, there are certain phenomena. But let me just finish. I want to say one thing about the constitutional rights in some countries, Caribbean and African. They have as a human right to be happy.
Oh,
We don't have it in Bosnia or UK or Germany. We don't have it as a right. But look, in Caribbean countries, they're saying human right is right to be happy.
mhm.
So when we think about
American Constitution.
when we think about the pursuit of happiness, very well. Why is that important? When we think about the purpose of our life, you mentioned America. I spent 25 years in Houston, Texas.
Okay.
Over there, what is the philosophy of life? It is grab. It's consumerism. Have a bigger house, have a bigger loan, have a bigger car, have a bigger grab, bigger. It cannot be the purpose of life. What I've learned about the purpose of life: share, make somebody happy, give. Once this person is happy, you'll become happy. Sharing, giving. So, respecting other people, love other people, and being loved. These are the things that really fulfill us. When we are sad, when we are disappointed, when we are violent, when we are anxious, we vibrate low. But when we have love for the whole world, when we share, when we give, when we are loving, when people love us, we vibrate high. So what is the purpose in our life? To be happy, to vibrate high.
So
You mentioned a few minutes ago when I told you about free entrance to park, free
Yeah.
parking. It's not about the money. Unfortunately, we do need money. I need money to pay my 65 people. We are seeing those people, cutting the grass, pushing the wheelbarrows, building the structure. We need money for that.
Mhm.
But if I was here to apply American criteria, charge for everything, I wouldn't have 90% of these people who come here because they would say, oh, they are there for the money. Instead, once you show them that the first thing you do, you give. When you give, somebody's going to take care of you. This is one of the laws, one of the cosmic laws. And indeed, once we introduce the park, people started staying here not 2 hours, but 2 days, 7 days, 10 days.
Mhm.
And then they keep coming back. And we have so many cultural and other events here. People are coming more and more. And they go to the tunnels, they pay the ticket for the tunnels. They buy souvenir, they buy a book. It's not much money, but it helps us to keep moving. So this is one thing that I learned. If you grab, you will never have enough. But if you give, you can be taken care of.
And it's almost like an interconnection between the physical,
Yeah.
the financial structural, the governmental impositions. And so there has to be a movement between them so that everybody can coexist,
Yeah.
no matter what they think, how they structure their lives, how they put culturally things
Exactly
together.
Right now in the park, we have at least a couple of schools.
Yeah.
Those kids come, they play football, they got music, they enjoy. No traffic, no congestion, no contamination. Everything is for free there for them. They play, they dance, they love it. Who gives them such place for free? We do, and we love it. Okay, today is free for them, but tomorrow they're going to talk to their parents. Oh, we were at the park, Ramatu, and Visoko. Let's go there next weekend. And then the parents, and they go to the tunnels, they pay ticket, they eat at, we have a couple of restaurants here, they eat there, so they help the local vendors. And, it's exchange of the energy in a nice way. Not because they have to do it, they like it.
So one could redefine the definition of free. Just because it's free doesn't mean to say we want it. Because free is a freedom of choice. So when we make a choice and we put attention there, what we got here? Yeah. This is the tunnel. Tunnel, yeah.
From the park.
Yeah.
We have 65 different installations in the park.
And
we combine the art, the sculptures, and the true history. We're at the top of the Sun Pyramid. There was a medieval fortress over there.
Yeah.
Some of the labyrinths in the park, labyrinth energy. More art in the park, sculptures.
Yeah. So the idea of free is also contaminated with the concept of a financial, because it doesn't cost anything. But when we're here, our whole being is here. We bring our body, we bring our mind, our thoughts, we bring ourselves.
Correct.
To have an experience. And that's not free, that's having an experience. And it doesn't have wonga involved, so it's devoid of that.
Yeah.
So energetically, we're still bringing ourselves and paying attention.
Yeah.
So there's the payment.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, what have we got here? This looks like,
entrance to the
yes,
tunnels
yes,
right there.
yep. I should recognize that. Been there.
It was like a few years back.
Ah,
Now we have a bigger souvenir shop, and
ah.
things change here real quick.
And there's a new building opening
We
this
opened a new
weekend.
place. It's an info center and meeting place, and also the souvenir shop.
Ah, it's the tennis
And
courts.
this is the tennis stadium inaugurated with the best tennis player ever, Novak Djokovic.
And he's vegan as well.
Yes, yes. He's been here for 7 times now. Okay, this is our
Yes, this looks like the main road.
yeah.
What are these?
Now this is, we call it the time machine. We have 24 columns,
Uh-huh.
and we have paintings of 24 different archaeological sites around the world. Pyramids in China, Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, Bosnia, and elsewhere, plus Stonehenge, plus Karnak influence, plus Adam's calendar in South Africa. So when you go between the columns, it's like you go through space and time. Therefore, the time machine.
Uh-huh.
We use this space mostly for the concerts or the different events.
Any particular reason you picked Stonehenge?
Well, of course, Stonehenge is a symbol of megalithic sites in the UK.
Yeah.
There are many of them. There are even some which are more energetically powerful, like Avebury stone circles are energetically more powerful than Stonehenge. But Stonehenge is a symbolism that everybody recognizes of advanced builders, of connection with the astronomy and stuff like that. So I think it was very important to tell us, hey, there was somebody in the past capable of moving from 15 to 75 tons blocks from wells 320 kilometers away. Genius of the ancient builders.
Okay, what else have we got? Oh, yes, I recognize the
stone dry walls in the tunnels. To the right, the photo gallery.
So, how far in now are you gone? It was about 700 meters last time I was there.
Yeah, the tunnels, the Rana tunnels is 2.5 kilometers so far cleared and ready for visits. But the other tunnels, the total is about 3.6 kilometers.
Wow.
And I suspect that originally we might even have 100 kilometers, 60 miles at 7 different levels. So far, we discovered 2 levels. I believe there are more tunnels underneath. It's a huge, huge project below the ground and above it.
So how far have you gone in? How far have you gone in?
Can you say that again, Jeff?
How far have you excavated so far?
How far?
Okay, we have shortened the way from the entrance to the Pyramid of the Sun for 750 meters, and we have a total of 2.4 kilometers. Of course, there are tunnels much closer to the pyramid, but they are very, very deep under the ground. So we are using this entrance, trying to come under the pyramid in the near future. The thing is, 2 civilizations. The first one who built this labyrinth, the second one who filled all the tunnels with the backfill material, so they are actually closed. So now we are removing the backfill material, putting the wooden support, and keep moving towards the Sun Pyramid.
Do you have any ideas as to why the pyramids were closed?
Well, if you have pyramids as the energy machines, strong energy can be used and misused. It's like with laser. Laser you can use for official purposes, but you can make a gun and kill people with it. I think somebody was probably misusing the pyramid energy. In which way? I don't know. Maybe they were using the pyramid energy as the gates, so maybe the wrong entities were going through the gates, or they were using the pyramid energy as the weapon against somebody. Hard to say. Once you stop the flow of the energy in the tunnels. This energy does not feed pyramid anymore. it becomes very weak energy machine.
Okay.
Weak energy machine, you cannot harm anyone. That's my speculation at this point. So, what I know scientifically, we have some measurable energy properties, 28 kilohertz electromagnetism, electrical field, magnetic field, ultrasound, orgone energy, Schumann resonance. So these are measurable stuff, and we know what they could be used for. Are there some more? Probably. Maybe we don't even scientific instruments to measure them.
Maybe they're not measurable.
Maybe they are not, but they are there.
They're there. Okay, and that's the whole point.
Yeah.
When just because it's measured doesn't
Yeah.
mean to say that
They're the
that's
only one.
the only thing. Okay.
Yeah.
What gets measured gets done. Is a kind of it's a very corporate management. What gets measured gets done, and
Yeah.
the ingenuity of people to circumnavigate the measurements. Yeah. I once worked on what they called a percentage called answered within 25 seconds.
Yes.
And so the expectation was that at least you'd answer the phone within 25 seconds. So the engineers would pick the phones up and say, yes, hello, just hang on there a moment, put the phone down, and off they'd go and be back in 30 minutes. But they had answered the phone within 25 seconds, so it's clocked up as a good thing.
Well,
It was very, very distorted.
it's all relative, yeah.
Yes, it's relative. Okay.
Hey, Sam,
All
I'll tell
right,
you
then.
what I really liked about your openness to explore all possibilities was that when you came out here 10 years ago, you gave us this PDF. We invited 6 different clairvoyants from around the world. And without them knowing,
Remember
and
this?
you gave them a set of questions each. Totally, they're all separated. They weren't aware of what was going on. And it was a great experiment in terms of tapping into consciousness and getting another conception of why the pyramids were built and the reasoning behind it. I mean, Ronald Kipling used to keep 6 good, honest men as a statement. Their names were who, why,
Yes.
when, how, and then. So that's what I liked about your investigative components about, okay, let's have a look at this esoterical, mysticism. Let's tap into this consciousness, and particularly the Akashic records. Have you followed up with these particular ladies over the years since you've done this?
So what you're talking about is my book called Ancient History from Behind the Veil, where I did an experiment with the 6 Akashic record readers. Akasha is the idea that there is a library in spiritual realm from where you can get the knowledge, information from planetary past, present, and the future. So what I did an experiment based on scientific protocols with those readers. Usually, you can go to one Akashic record reader, and he can tell you about your past, about your previous lives. You take it or you leave it. How can you independently verify? So this is what I wanted to do. I wanted, by applying scientific protocols, talking to 6 of them. They did not know each other. They did not know me. They did not know what I was going to ask them. They did not know anything about the Bosnian pyramids. Okay. So I wanted them to understand those protocols. So what I did, I talked to those people, one after another, over a couple of days. I didn't even write the book. I had another person to be 100% objective. The person wrote the book. I videoed everything. I recorded everything. So this is what I did. I had a presentation of 25 different sites around the world, like Machu Picchu, Teotihuacan, pyramids in Egypt, Bosnia, Mexico, China, and so on. And my questions were very simple. Number 1, what? What is this? Number 2, who? Who built it? Number 3, when? When it was built. Number 4, how it was built. Number 5, why? These are really 5 questions in archaeology.
Yeah.
So in the book, It's me asking the questions and 6 Akashic record readers answering those questions. So, for example, I'm talking about the Machu Picchu in eastern Peru. For all history books, encyclopedias, this was the royal retreat for Incas 800 years ago. I know it was not. Incas were the last one. There are at least 4 different civilizations. So anyway, so I'm asking those questions and I'm getting the answers. Now, the biggest differences were on age. One person said 800 years, another one 2,000, another one 5,000, another one 54,000, another one like 400,000. And if I'm to present those results to the mainstream archaeologists, they will be looking at it and say, oh, does not make any sense. This Akashic record thing is, of no scientific value. But then I was thinking, I was reading their information. They were actually describing the events happening at these particular sites in different times. 2,000 years or 54,000 years or 400,000 years. Because important energy sites like Machu Picchu, they're always attractive for different people, different communities. So we have different cultural layers. Now, when it came to the Bosnian pyramids, like all of them, even though nobody was here before, all of them were talking about the tunnels. How could they know about the underground world? But they knew about the tunnels. They were talking about the healing properties of the tunnels. They are talking about the energy beam going through a pyramid and then going down. So it was 2010, January. And until 2010, we really were not doing any of the energy scanning or energy measurements. Only a few months later, we started doing measurements, confirming what they were telling me. They were telling me about the energy beam. Once we start bringing physicists and engineers, they did measure this energy beam, electrical and ultrasound in nature. The healing in the tunnels until 2010, the first couple of years, it was not so, frequent. But then we started, listening to the people and then starting recording their healing testimonials. We realized that they were right. So even though they were never here, I realized that they were right intuitively. So I knew that the Akashic record, at least to certain percentages, for real. And then my experience with the other sites, because I knew all of those sites, was that I probably should have talked not with 6, but maybe with 10 or even 20 Akashic record readers, and then we would get the full picture. Because these are all little puzzles that they were giving me about those sites.
So would you consider doing it again?
Well, yes, I did it again with the 4 more. I was getting some more interesting information, but I guess I didn't have time to write another book. But yes, there is something like this, energy field that holds the information about our past and the future, about every living being. Maybe you've heard about the Bible code. When you go to the Old Testament, which was written in Kabbalah, I mean, it gives you so many deeper levels of our past and the future. And the matter of fact, in the Old Testament, every living being, every name is actually written. But just you need to find the proper code. Sometimes it's every 10th symbol or every 50th symbol, and then you get the names, you get the important dates like JFK, the date when he was killed, the place where he was killed, the guys, not the guy, the guys who killed him, and stuff like that. So everything is written there. Just, with computers, it's a little bit easier, but in order to get all the information, I guess you just need to be on next level. to realize that. So many interesting stuff around us, and many advanced civilizations and entities on this planet in the past.
I want to bring you back a little bit to the whole idea of being free, the concept of being free. And in the future, the show that is all dreaming the new dream. How would you navigate the future in the next, say, 10 years, 20 years? Because with a bit of luck and a fair wind, you'll be around for that amount of time.
Yes. You know, when I was much younger, when I was writing my first book in my early 20s, it was still the, Cold War, with the Soviet Union, NATO, and I saw so many wrong things. I didn't like that. So I thought when I write a book, it's going to change everything. So I did write a book, but nobody cared.
It's a book. It's another book.
I thought that, when I say out loudly, hey, this is wrong, we need to change this, we need to organize ourselves this way. Nobody cares. However, as I was getting older, I realized there's only one thing that we can do. Instead of changing the world, we change ourselves. Once we change ourselves, then we become an example to the other people. And this is what I've been doing. I've been changing myself. When I talk from my heart, sincerely. People can see that I'm sincere. When I change myself in a spiritual aspect, with the meditations, vibrating higher, being good to the other people, respecting other people, serving other people. I go every day in the park and I clean the park. I pick up the garbage every day. I have my employees. If I do that also, I serve other people. So once people see that, then that example affects them. So we can power to affect other people, and that way we have power to change the world. So when you see me in the future, once I start changing people around me, I get my associates, my employees, my friends, my volunteers, who start thinking differently, who start changing this place and other places where they go. So there's the future. I don't need to be here present physically.
Okay. So it's change from within.
Yes.
And what drives you to do that? What's the
when I go to the park and I see people telling me, hey, thank you for doing this. Globally, thank you for doing this to the world. I mean, I'm a little Bosnia, a little town of Visoko. People from Germany come. They thank. Isn't that wonderful? It's not about the money. Who cares about the money? I mean, I'm in my 60s, I had my career behind me, business career, my research career. But I'm still, of course, productive, I'm active and so on. But when you see how you influence the others, it's great.
We wouldn't have this experience.
Yes.
If you and all your friends and everybody hadn't dug out all of those tunnels and could just allow me to walk in and sit.
Isn't that wonderful? You came from UK. 10 years ago, if somebody told you, I'm going to go to Bosnia, why would I go to Bosnia? But yet, you're here.
It's a learning process.
Yes. Look at these kids. I love them.
Can you hear them? Oh, what have we got here? Oh, missed it. Okay.
It's dark there. Oh, the tunnels, yeah.
Yes, yes.
You
I recognize them.
You have hundreds of people there from different countries. It's very, very busy in there. Then you have those people with the wonderful healing testimonials in the tunnels, and they come day after day. But most of them are quiet. They don't even tell about it. I encourage my guides and my people to go and get the healing testimonials, because if it helps them, it can help other people also.
I certainly feel like I will be leaving with a fresh approach,
Yeah.
fresh air and a fresh approach to whatever it is I will pay attention to from.
Yeah.
Is there anything that perhaps I should have asked you?
Well,
that you're
you know,
learning to tell the
yeah.
world.
Yeah, listen, I always invite people to come here to experience this for themselves. Because on internet you can find all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But they come here, they witness firsthand, and they can make their own conclusions about the pyramids, about the energies, about the healing, spirituality, about the new fresh energies here. And they want to join me. I do like 3 tours a year. BosnianPyramidTours.com. Little advertising. BosnianPyramidTours.com. They can come, but they can come like you did. You just flew over here, Sarajevo Airport. You take a cab. You find through the booking.com accommodation.
Yep.
You walk. You stay as much as you want. 3 days, 1 week, 10 days, and so it's different experience. It's unique experience.
So when you say three tours a year,
Yes, I'm doing this year, June, Bosnian Pyramid Summer Solstice Tour Conference and Festival. We're going to have excellent speakers like Michael Cremo, author of Forbidden Archaeology. Michael Tellinger is coming from South Africa. Yeah, that's the one, exactly. Michael
exclusive
Cremo,
experience with discovery.
That's June, 10
June.
days. Bosnian Pyramids, megalithic sites. But
Okay.
also, I'm going to have a tour in July and August for 1 week. So the tours will be with myself. I'm going to be taking them different places. Sun Pyramid, Moon Pyramid, Tumulus, Park, different tunnels, lectures in the evening.
Highly energetic.
Yeah, people love that. Organic food. We prepare them here for the lunches.
There you go. BosnianPyramidTours.com.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Now there is another one. It's called BosnianPyramidHealing.com.
That's the one that.
That's the one that shows all the healing experiences, scientific articles about the healing. So people can go there and check for themselves if it is something that can assist or support or help them. Yes, that's also important.
Okay. Jeff, is there anything else that you'd like us to conclude with?
No, no.
This is the
Really
healing
great.
power.
Yeah.
I can't hear him.
Yeah. No, okay, it's good. It's good.
This is from my official website. Yeah, Dr. Sam Osmanagich.
Yes. So if anyone has any questions,
Yeah, they have contact information there.
yeah. What our visitors are saying one way and the other way.
Pardon me?
I'm just watching your brilliant.
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you guys. I'm very happy to, talk to you again.
Okay, excellent. So it's goodbye from Bosnia, breathing fresh air and enjoying the whole ambience of being here. It has been quite a remarkable experience for me. A very interesting update on the understanding and discovery progress of the pyramids, and also Dr. Sam's own spiritual outlook, progress, and community aspects growth. And good to see the show is doing well, Jeffrey. Man, thank you very much, Jeffrey. And we'll see you next week with a bit of luck.
Okay.
Bye for now.
All right. Love you. Thank you very much.
Bye from Bosnia.
Okay.